Shakira, the name alone carries rhythm, fire, and passion. For decades, the Colombian superstar has ruled not just the music charts, but also the hearts of millions across the globe. But in 2025, her story has taken a turn so unexpected, so dramatic, that it feels almost like the plot of a blockbuster film. And yet, it's all real. A new husband, whispers of pregnancy, lavish mansions, jaw-dropping cars, and a net worth that continues to climb like a phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the lifestyle of Shakira in 2025. But before we dive into where she is now, let's rewind, because her present cannot be understood without her extraordinary past. Shakira Isabel Maba Ripple was born in Barranquilla, Colombia, in 1977. From the time she was a little girl, she had music in her blood. By the age of 4, she was already writing poetry, and soon after, she was performing belly dance routines at school shows. That raw talent didn't go unnoticed. By 13, she had signed her first record deal, and though her first 2 albums didn't explode globally, they laid the foundation for the woman who would later conquer the world. Her breakthrough came with the album Pies Descalzos, and then Donde Están los Ladrones. Songs like Sega, Sordomuda put her on the Latin map. But it was her first English-language album, Laundry Service, in 2001, that truly made her a household name everywhere. Remember, whenever, wherever. That song wasn't just a hit, was an anthem. And suddenly, this girl from Colombia was a global superstar. Through the years, Shakira built an empire. More than 80 million records sold worldwide. A coach on The Voice, Grammy Awards, a Super Bowl halftime show that broke the internet. And beyond the music, she became a cultural icon, loved not only for her talent, but also for her intelligence, her philanthropy, and her fearless individuality. But as with any great story, her journey was not without heartbreak. For over a decade, Shakira was in a high-profile relationship with Spanish soccer star Gerard Piqué. They had 2 children together, Milan and Sasha. And for years, it seemed like a fairy tale romance. But then came the shocking breakup in 2022, followed by headlines that dominated every tabloid. Allegations of betrayal, custody battles, and media frenzy surrounded her every move. Yet Shakira didn't crumble. No, she transformed her pain into power. She poured her emotions into her music, releasing tracks that directly addressed the betrayal and heartbreak. With millions of fans rallying behind her, she became not just an artist but a symbol of resilience for women everywhere. And now, in 2025, Shakira's life looks like a completely new chapter, one filled with hope, love, and renewed energy. Reports and sources close to the singer revealed that she has indeed found love again. Her new husband is not a celebrity athlete or a Hollywood star, but a man who, according to insiders, values her for who she truly is. Unlike her past relationships, this one is said to be rooted in stability, respect, and deep emotional connection. Fans have spotted them traveling together, holding hands, and smiling in ways that Shakira herself once admitted she thought she'd never smile again. But perhaps the most shocking development of all, rumors and very strong ones, at that suggest that Shakira is pregnant. At 48 years old, many thought her days of expanding her family were behind her, but it seems life had other plans. While she hasn't confirmed it publicly in her trademark shy but cheeky way, several appearances and close-up photos have sparked speculation. And if the whispers are true, then 2025 could be the year. Shakira not only redefines her career, but also her motherhood journey in the most beautiful way. Now, let's step into the world of Shakira's lifestyle in 2025. She has always been known for her humility despite her fame, but make no mistake, her lifestyle is nothing short of extraordinary. First, her man, Shakira owns luxurious properties in Miami, Barcelona, and the Bahamas. After her split from Piqué, she shifted her focus to her Miami mansion, a sprawling estate worth tens of millions of dollars. The property has ocean views, massive outdoor spaces, a private dock for yachts, and an interior designed with a mix of Colombian warmth and modern elegance. It's not just a house, it's a sanctuary where she spends time with her children, her new husband, and now, possibly preparing for the arrival of another baby. Then, of course, there are the cars. Shakira has a taste for speed and luxury. Her collection includes a Mercedes-Benz SLK 250, an Audi A7, a BMW X6, and even a Tesla Model S. She's often spotted behind the wheel herself. Embracing her independence and love for driving, each car represents a piece of her personality, classy, modern, powerful, and unapologetically unique. But perhaps the most fascinating part of Shakira's lifestyle is not the material wealth, but her discipline and values. Despite her millions, she still maintains a simple, grounded routine. She is known for being an early riser, focusing on fitness whether it's dancing, surfing, or working out, and, of course, dedicating herself to music. Even now, in 2025, she's working on projects that blend Latin rhythms with global pop sounds, constantly innovating and proving she is not a relic of the past, but a queen still reigning in the present. Her philanthropy continues to shine as well. Through her Barefoot Foundation, Shakira has built schools and provided education for thousands of children in Colombia. And she doesn't just fund them, she personally visits, checks progress, and ensures the mission is alive. Imagine that for a moment, a global superstar who could easily retreat into a private world of luxury, instead walking through classrooms in her home country, listening to teachers, greeting children, and reminding them that their dreams matter. That side of Shakira, the one who uses her platform to lift others, may be the most inspiring part of her story. And what about her net worth in 2025? Well, it's staggering. Estimates place her fortune at over $350 million. Think about that number for a second. 350 million. It's the kind of wealth that most of us can hardly even picture. But with Shakira, every dollar tells a story. Record sales that reached the farthest corners of the globe. World tours that sold out in minutes. Endorsement deals with international brands. Real estate investments in Miami, Barcelona, and beyond. Even savvy business decisions that prove she's not only an artist, but a sharp entrepreneur. Shakira's financial empire is as solid as her career. But here's the part that separates her from many other celebrities. For Shakira, money is not the destination, it's just a tool. A tool to create freedom, security, and opportunity for herself, her family, and the causes she believes in. She doesn't flaunt it the way some might. Instead, she channels it into building a lifestyle that is luxurious, yes, but also meaningful. Into raising her children with love and stability. Into supporting schools for children who otherwise might never see a classroom. Into giving herself the independence to create art without compromise. So when we talk about Shakira's lifestyle in 2025, it isn't just about her cars, her mansions, or her fortune. It's about transformation. It's about a woman who once faced heartbreak so publicly that the entire world seemed to watch her unravel. It's about that same woman standing back up, stronger than ever, and rewriting her own story. From a heartbroken mother who felt betrayed in front of millions, to a powerhouse who found love again, who may be welcoming new life into her world, who continues to dominate her career and inspire millions. That's the true essence of her story, and maybe that's why her fans adore her so deeply. They don't just see a celebrity, they see someone human, someone who's been through the fire and come out on the other side glowing brighter. Her fans often say that Shakira's greatest gift isn't her voice or even her mesmerizing dance moves. It's her ability to turn pain into art, to turn obstacles into fuel, and to live authentically no matter what the world throws her way. Think about it. When the world gossiped about her private heartbreak, she answered not with silence but with music songs that became anthems for anyone who had ever been betrayed, abandoned, or underestimated. When critics doubted her ability to reinvent herself after decades in the industry, she came back with performances so powerful that they silenced the room. When the spotlight could have crushed her, she used it as a stage to tell her truth. That resilience, that fearless transformation is why she continues to reign even in 2025. And let's not forget, Shakira isn't just a superstar on stage. She is also a mother. Milan and Sasha, her two sons, are the center of her universe. For all the stadiums she has filled, all the stages she has commanded, nothing compares to the quiet joy of motherhood. And if the rumors of her pregnancy this year are true, then her family's story is entering a brand new chapter. It's poetic, really life-giving her another chance to experience love and motherhood after all the chaos of the past. For Shakira, this isn't just about adding another child to her family. It's about healing, about embracing new beginnings, about proving to herself that happiness doesn't just belong to the past, it can be found again. Her lifestyle in 2025, then, is a blend of grandeur and grounding. Yes, she lives in a Miami mansion worth tens of millions, with glass walls that overlook the ocean, infinity pools, and lush gardens that look like something out of a dream. But she also fills those spaces with warmth, family dinners, laughter with friends, quiet moments writing songs late at night while her children sleep. She drives luxury cars, yes, but often with her kids in the back seat, heading not to a red carpet, but to soccer practice or school. She has millions of fans online, but she spends her mornings surfing or dancing alone, reconnecting with the things that make her feel alive. That balance between the extraordinary and the ordinary is what defines Shakira's lifestyle. Today, it's also worth remembering that Shakira's success was never handed to her. She built it brick by brick, song by song, performance by performance. There were times she was doubted, times she was told she'd never break into the English language market, times she faced rejection from record labels, criticism from the media, and relentless pressure from the industry. But through it all, she never gave up. Think of it this way. While other young artists might have crumbled under rejection, Shakira only grew hungrier. When one door slammed shut, she found another. When people said, "You'll never make it beyond Colombia," she went global. When skeptics said, "The English-speaking market is too tough for a Latina star," she shattered that barrier. She pushed through with determination, with resilience, with the fire of a woman who knew that her destiny was bigger than anyone else's opinion. That fire hasn't gone out. If anything, in 2025, it burns brighter than ever before. Because when we look at her story now, her new husband, the whispers of a pregnancy, her luxurious yet grounded lifestyle, and her staggering net worth, we don't just see a celebrity living in privilege. We see a woman who reminds us of something deeply human, that life doesn't end when things fall apart. Sometimes, that's when it truly begins. Because sometimes, the heartbreaks that feel like the end are really just the beginning of a new song. And Shakira, with her voice, her passion, and her unstoppable spirit, is still singing that song today. But let's pause for a second and imagine the arc of her story. The rise, the fall, and the rise again. Shakira in her early years was a dreamer, a little girl from Barranquilla who loved to write poetry, dance, and sing. She wasn't born into Hollywood, or into fame, or into a wealthy family. No, she was born into a world where dreams often remained just that, dreams. But her determination turned those dreams into a destiny. Her first albums in Spanish gave her regional recognition, but her hunger was always bigger. She wanted the world. And so, she took a massive risk venturing into English-language music, something that few believed she could pull off. Many Latin artists had tried before, and most had failed. But when Wherever exploded onto the global stage in 2001, everything changed. Suddenly, Shakira wasn't just a Colombian singer. She was a global superstar. Her accent, her voice, her dancing, it all became part of her identity. Something the world embraced instead of rejected. But fame has two sides. On the one hand, it brought her unimaginable wealth, mansions, cars, private jets, and a lifestyle most of us can only dream about. On the other hand, it brought constant scrutiny. Every move, every relationship, every word she spoke was dissected. And then came her love story with Gerard Piqué. For years, it was painted as a fairy tale, the pop superstar and the soccer champion, building a family together. Their photos filled magazines, their smiles seemed unshakable. They had 2 beautiful sons, and for a while, it seemed as though Shakira had an El Correa family, love, and global respect. But behind the perfect images, cracks were forming. And in 2022, the world watched as their breakup became one of the most talked about scandals of the decade. Allegations of betrayal, custody battles, tabloid chaos, it was all out there. And Shakira, instead of hiding, did what she always does. She turned her pain into art. She released songs so raw, so unapologetic, that they became anthems for millions of people who had also been hurt. It was as if she wasn't just singing for herself anymore, she was singing for everyone who had ever been betrayed. That's what makes Shakira different. She doesn't just perform. She transforms her life into music that resonates with others. Fast forward to 2025, and we see a woman reborn. Reports suggest she's found love again, this time with a man far away from the flashy world of celebrity sports and scandals. Unlike her previous relationship, this one is said to be quieter, more grounded, more private. Insiders say that he admires her not as the global superstar, but as the woman, the mother, the person, and that's what Shakira had been yearning for, all along: authentic love, built on respect and trust. And then there are the whispers, persistent whispers, that she may be pregnant again. At 48, that news shocked fans and media alike. Could it be true? Her appearances in loose-fitting dresses sparked speculation. Close friends hinted that she was glowing, and though Shakira herself hasn't confirmed or denied it, the idea of her welcoming another child in 2025 adds yet another layer to her transformation. For fans, it feels poetic. After the heartbreak, after the public battles, life is giving her another chance at joy, at motherhood, at love. But let's look closer at her lifestyle today. It's easy to get caught up in the numbers: $350 million in net worth, mansions worth tens of millions, luxury cars parked in her garages, but that's only part of the story. Her Miami mansion is like something out of a dream. Glass walls with sweeping views of the ocean, an infinity pool that seems to melt into the horizon, a dock where luxury yachts rest. Inside, the design is a perfect blend of Colombian warmth and modern elegance. Each room tells a story of her culture, her roots, her passions. This is not just a home, it's a sanctuary, a place where she writes her songs late into the night, where she spends lazy mornings with her children, where she entertains friends with laughter and music. And her cars, they're not just vehicles, they're statements. The sleek Mercedes-Benz SLK 250, perfect for quick drives around the city. The elegant Audi A7, blending luxury with performance. The BMW X6, for when she wants power and space. And the Tesla Model S, because Shakira has always been forward-thinking, environmentally conscious, and unafraid of the future. And then there's her philanthropy. Through her Barefoot Foundation, she has transformed the lives of thousands of children in Colombia. Schools have been built, teachers trained, opportunities created, all because Shakira believes that education is the key to breaking the cycle of poverty. What's more inspiring is that she doesn't just donate money and disappear. She shows up. She visits schools, she talks to children, she makes sure they know she believes in them. That's Shakira at her core, not just an entertainer, but a woman determined to make a difference. So yes, in 2025, Shakira has it all. The husband, the children, the mansion, the cars, the wealth. But more importantly, she has something far rarer: peace, authenticity, and the knowledge that she has turned her life's pain into her greatest power. And when we look at her story, we don't just see a celebrity. We see a reminder that life doesn't end when things fall apart. Sometimes, that's when it truly begins. Because sometimes, the heartbreaks that feel like the end are really just the beginning of a new song. And Shakira, with her voice, her passion, and her unstoppable spirit, is still singing that song today. Disclaimer: the content in this video is based on publicly available information, media sources, and opinions. It is created for entertainment and educational purposes only. We do not claim or guarantee that every detail is 100% accurate.